video demonstration of Autoworld, a business simulation game in partnership with IBM, with John McNamara as our partner. We are Team 18, consisting of Isha Irfan, Govind Bala, and Lingji Zhu. So the overview. The problem we were given was that learning business theory can be boring at times, especially if the student does not understand how to apply it in the real world. Our solution? Help students apply their theoretical knowledge in a fun and interactive way through a realistic simulation game. Our key requirements were level-based gameplay where players create companies in the autonomous car industry and make the company grow. Simulate effects of real-world events on a virtual business. Graphs to visualize progress through some interactive and appealing data visualization for the player so that they can understand their business and how it is functioning. Integrate AI using IBM Watson APIs to make the game feel more like running a real-world business. And finally, the ability to compete and communicate with other players to have the best company. Here is a quick and simple system architecture diagram. So on the client side, we have the underlying technology of Unity, which is coded in C#, which communicates with our Java backend server, which is implemented with SQLite through a TCP socket. So on the Java side, we connect to the database using JDBC, a module in Java, and we use IBM APIs through the IBM Cloud Services. The main technologies we used were Unity for designing the front end, and IBM Watson APIs in the back end. We also used Java, and we used SQLite for our databases. The user is greeted on a login/register page where they can register. I will just quickly create a test user. So once the user is successfully registered, they can log in. This then takes them to the dashboard. This is where, after logging in, the user is brought and all of the different pages can be navigated through the side menu. So upon logging in, the user is meted on the dashboard, which shows basic information like buyer confidence, profits, funds, the amount of cars they've sold, and their loan amount. And on the top, they can see their current level, the time, and their company name. On every page, there is also a question mark, which will just show this, which is just some instructions for the player. From the dashboard, we can also navigate to many other pages using the side menu. I will quickly demonstrate the news page, which makes use of Watson Discovery API. So here, we are fetching the latest news articles in the autonomous car industry. This is using an API call to a Watson Discovery model. So here are some of the titles and the links corresponding to them. So this is real-time news data. And the user can just peruse through and just look through all the pages. And here is a tutorial. So for example, we can look at this one. If we click this, it will open up a new tab which shows the news. This is a raw materials market page where the user can buy the raw materials to build their cars. I will quickly demonstrate by buying 1 unit of steel, and you will be prompted with a purchase succeeded. We have also implemented IBM text-to-speech on this page.
This is the raw materials market page. Here you can buy all the raw materials you need to build cars. You can see how many raw materials you currently have in your inventory in the factory page.
Here is the labor market page, where there are 3 types of employees that you can hire, and you can manage your workforce using these. So you are limited to 10 employees per level, so the player must leverage the different types of employees they have, which have different effects. So I can just buy some like this, and I can just press the fire, and that will remove them from my workforce. Here is the actual factory page now, where the user can actually produce and manufacture cars. So it shows all information such as how many materials they have, the number of workers they have, and what the requirements to build a car are. The time taken is a function of how many mechanics you would like to assign to the job, and the selling price is a function of how many engineers you have in your workforce. These are complicated math functions that are coded in on the back end, and the user will have to figure out what the optimal ratio is. So since I only have one mechanic, I'll adjust that, and it will tell you the time taken, and I can click build, and here it is. Now this is a time left. This is a dynamic progress bar. After a short amount of time has passed, this will move, and eventually it will reach the end and the car will complete. Here is the bank page, which consists of 3 tabs: incoming, outgoing, and loans. The incoming shows a visualization of how much money is coming in. This is through a line graph of how many cars you've sold and at what value. So here are the dates, and this is how much money you've made on each day. The outgoing page is essentially just a transaction ledger, which tells you where all your money is going, the quantity, the price, and the dates. And the loans page is where the user can take out loans. So here you can see I have a loan of 1,000 that's added to my funds, and you can also repay the loans. Here is a leaderboard page which shows you how you rank up against other companies. On my database currently there is only one company, so it's just me, and here is a messaging board which you can use to communicate with other players. This updates every few seconds, and it shows you the date and the company that sent the message. So now I would like to demonstrate our game events. So every 2 days, a real-world news article is read and analyzed using Tone Analyzer, and then it is passed, and depending on its tone, it will make a game event and it will update the buyer confidence, which then affects the price materials cost for the player to buy. So this is done at login every 2 days, but I have managed to sped up that process by editing the backend SQL database. Just here. So this is neutral news. Here is the title, and it tells you that the confidence has changed by 0. So that can change by 1 or -1, and it will move this bar up and down, and it will affect this page, the multiplier of these. Finally, we have a settings and logout page. So the settings page is just for the user to quickly change their password, and the logout page will take us back. Here is a summary of achievements that we have done for this project. As you can see at the bottom, we have completed all of our essential features, the must-haves, and out of the optional features, the should, could, and wish, we have completed 9 out of 15 or 60%. Please pause the video here to go into more details with our requirements. Thank you.